Top 9 American Cars That Changed the World. Number 9, 1964 Pontiac GTO. Often called the first true muscle car, the 1964 Pontiac GTO redefined performance for the American market and created a blueprint that the entire industry would follow. Before the GTO, big engines were typically reserved for larger, full-size sedans. Pontiac broke the rules by dropping a 389 cubic inch V8 into the mid-sized Tempest body, giving buyers a lightweight car with massive power. Rated at up to 348 horsepower with the tri-power carburetor setup, the GTO delivered thrilling acceleration that young drivers craved. Dimensionally, the GTO rode on a 115-inch wheelbase and measured around 206 inches in length. It was large by today's standards, but smaller and more agile than the big cars of its era. That balance of size and power made it perfectly suited to the drag strip and the open road. Styling cues like hood scoops, badging, and sporty interiors gave it the aggressive personality to match its performance. When new, the base GTO package added just $296 to a Pontiac Tempest, bringing the total price to about $3,200, affordable enough for young buyers. Today, early GTOs are highly collectible, with values ranging from $50,000 for solid driver-quality cars to over $100,000 for pristine, original tri-power examples. The 1964 Pontiac GTO earns its spot on this list because it didn't just sell cars, it launched an entire movement. Virtually every American manufacturer scrambled to create a muscle car after its debut, sparking a golden era of high-performance machines that influenced car culture worldwide. Number 8, 1996 General Motors EV1. Decades before Tesla made electric cars mainstream, GM shocked the industry with the 1996 EV1, the first purpose-built modern electric vehicle from a major automaker. Sleek, futuristic, and unlike anything else on the road, the EV1 wasn't just an experiment, it was a glimpse into the future of sustainable transportation. The EV1 featured a lightweight aluminum frame and aerodynamic teardrop shape, measuring about 169 inches long on a 99-inch wheelbase, roughly the size of a compact car. It used lead-acid batteries initially, later upgraded to nickel-metal hydride, providing a range of 70 to 100 miles per charge. Its single electric motor produced 137 horsepower, enough to deliver brisk acceleration and a top speed of about 80 miles per hour. Inside, the EV1 was surprisingly advanced for the 90s, with digital displays, keyless entry, and futuristic styling. It was strictly a two-seater, emphasizing efficiency over practicality. GM offered the EV1 exclusively through lease programs, with monthly payments starting around $400, which made it accessible to early adopters but prevented ownership. While the program was short-lived, with GM controversially recalling and crushing most EV1s in the early 2000s, the car's influence was enormous. It proved that electric cars could be viable for everyday use, inspiring both public interest and future innovation. Today, surviving examples are museum pieces, not sold to private collectors. The 1996 GM EV1 earns its place on this list because it sparked the modern EV revolution. Though it was killed before its time, the EV1 laid the groundwork for the global shift toward electric mobility that is reshaping the automotive world today. Number 7, 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air. If the Ford Model T put America on wheels, the 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air showed the world that cars could be stylish, powerful, and accessible at the same time. This was the car that launched Chevy's legendary small-block V8 and ushered in the modern era of performance and design for everyday buyers. The 55 Bel Air debuted with clean, modern styling, a sharp departure from the rounded bodies of earlier years. With its two-tone paint schemes, chrome accents, and wide stance, it looked upscale without being unattainable. At about 195 inches long on a 115-inch wheelbase, it was a comfortable family car that didn't feel bulky, appealing to both practical buyers and enthusiasts. The real breakthrough was under the hood, Chevrolet's new 265 cubic inch small block V8. Lightweight, compact, and easy to modify, it produced up to 180 horsepower and instantly became the heart of American hot rodding. The small block design was so successful that its descendants powered millions of vehicles for decades. Buyers could also opt for a six-cylinder, but it was the V8 that made headlines. Inside, the Bel Air offered colorful fabrics, chrome trim, and optional features like power windows and air conditioning, previously reserved for luxury cars. And with a base price around $1,600, it delivered style and performance at a cost most families could manage. Today, the 55 Bel Air is a cornerstone of classic car culture. Prices vary widely, from $30,000 for driver-quality cars to well over $100,000 for pristine, restored examples. The 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air earns its place because it democratized performance and style. It wasn't just a family car, it was the car that made V8 power mainstream, influencing both American culture and global automotive design. Number 6. 1965 Ford Mustang. Few cars have left as big a mark on the world as the Ford Mustang. Launched in April 1964 as a 1965 model, it sparked the pony car craze and proved that performance and style could be affordable. Ford expected modest sales, but the Mustang became an instant sensation. Over 400,000 units were sold in its first year, reshaping the global automotive market. The Mustang's formula was simple but brilliant: a compact, sporty body with a long hood and short rear deck, riding on a 108-inch wheelbase and measuring about 181 inches long. It wasn't a luxury car, but it had flair. Buyers could choose from coupes, convertibles, or fastbacks, with a dizzying array of trims and options that made it highly customizable. Under the hood, base models carried a six-cylinder engine, but most buyers opted for a V8. The range topped out with the K-code 289 cubic inch V8 producing 271 horsepower, offering serious performance in a lightweight package. The Mustang wasn't the fastest car of its time, but it struck the perfect balance between style, speed, and affordability. Pricing was another key to success. The base coupe started at just $2,368, putting it within reach of young buyers. With its affordability and sporty image, the Mustang quickly became a cultural icon, appearing in movies like Bullitt and embedding itself into American pop culture. Today, early Mustangs remain highly collectible. Entry-level cars can be found for around $25,000 to $40,000, while rare high-performance versions often command $100,000 or more. The 1965 Ford Mustang earns its place on this list because it created a whole new segment and influenced generations of cars worldwide. More than just a success story, it became a symbol of freedom and individuality, the essence of the American dream on wheels. Number 5. 1953 Chevrolet Corvette. When Chevrolet unveiled the Corvette in 1953, it wasn't just launching a new model, it was creating America's first true sports car. Inspired by sleek European roadsters, the Corvette combined lightweight fiberglass construction with American V8 power, setting the stage for a legend that continues to this day. The original 53 Corvette was small and elegant, measuring about 167 inches long on a 102-inch wheelbase. Its fiberglass body was revolutionary at the time, making it lighter and cheaper to produce than steel. With curving fenders, a low-slung stance, and mesh-covered headlights, it looked exotic compared to anything else on American roads. Only 300 were built that year, all in polo white with red interiors. At launch, performance didn't quite match the looks. Early models used a 235 cubic inch inline-six producing 150 horsepower, paired with a 2-speed automatic transmission. But this was just the beginning. Within a few years, Chevrolet added small-block V8s that transformed the Corvette into a world-class performer. The 53 Corvette wasn't cheap. Priced at around $3,490, nearly double the cost of a typical family sedan, it was exclusive from the start. Today, its rarity makes it one of the most valuable American classics. At auction, original 1953 Corvettes often sell for $200,000 to $300,000, with exceptional examples going even higher. The 1953 Corvette earns its place because it showed the world that America could build a sports car to rival Europe's best. More importantly, it launched a dynasty that has lasted for over 7 decades, continually evolving but always staying true to its roots as America's sports car. Number 4, 1941 Willys MB Jeep. When the U.S. Army needed a light, go-anywhere reconnaissance vehicle in 1940, Willys Overland delivered the answer, the Willys MB, better known as the original Jeep. Simple, rugged, and endlessly versatile, it became one of the most important vehicles of World War II, and one of the most influential cars in history. Compact and utilitarian, the Willys MB measured just 132 inches long with an 80-inch wheelbase. Its small size, high ground clearance, and short overhangs made it incredibly capable off-road. At its heart was the 134 cubic inch Go Devil inline-4, producing 60 horsepower and 105 lb-ft of torque. While modest, it was more than enough when paired with a 3-speed manual transmission and a 2-speed transfer case. Four-wheel drive gave the Jeep unmatched mobility on mud, sand, and snow. The MB wasn't about comfort. Its interior was stripped down, metal seats, a basic dash, and a full-down windshield. Everything was built for durability and ease of repair, ensuring soldiers could keep them running in the field with minimal tools. This utilitarian design became the blueprint for generations of off-road vehicles. During the war, each Jeep cost the U.S. government roughly $750, cheap enough to mass-produce nearly 650,000 units across Willys, Ford, and Bantam. Today, surviving Willys MBs are cherished collector items, typically valued between $25,000 and $50,000 depending on originality and condition. The Willys MB changed the world by proving that a small, rugged 4x4 could go anywhere. Its influence is still felt today in the entire SUV and off-road market. More than just a military tool, the Jeep became a symbol of freedom, adventure, and resilience, values that continue to define American cars around the globe. Number 3, 1908 Ford Model T. Few cars in history have had as much impact as the Ford Model T. When it debuted in 1908, it wasn't just a new automobile, it was the first car built for the masses. Henry Ford's vision of an affordable, durable vehicle transformed America and, eventually, the world by putting millions of people behind the wheel for the very first time. The Model T was designed with simplicity and practicality in mind. Its 177 cubic inch inline-4 made about 20 horsepower, giving it a top speed of 40 to 45 miles per hour. Paired with a 2-speed planetary transmission controlled by foot pedals, it was easy enough for newcomers to learn. At 134 inches long on a 100-inch wheelbase, the T was compact, rugged, and capable of handling the rough, unpaved roads of early 20th century America. One of the T's greatest strengths was versatility. It came in multiple body styles, touring cars, coupes, trucks, even tractors with aftermarket conversions. Farmers, workers, and families all found it useful. Its high ground clearance and durable steel chassis made it a true all-purpose machine. When it first launched, the Model T cost about $825, but Ford's pioneering use of the moving assembly line in 1913 slashed production costs. By the mid-1920s, a new Model T could be purchased for under $300, less than 3 months' wages for many workers. That affordability made car ownership possible for ordinary Americans, not just the wealthy elite. Between 1908 and 1927, Ford produced over 15 million Model Ts, making it one of the best-selling vehicles of all time. Today, surviving examples are cherished as historical artifacts, with values typically ranging from $15,000 to $30,000. The Model T earns its place high on this list because it didn't just change the auto industry, it changed how people lived, worked, and traveled. It put the world on wheels and cemented America's place as the leader in mass production and innovation. Number 2, 1959 Cadillac Eldorado. If the Ford Model T made cars accessible, the 1959 Cadillac Eldorado made them larger than life. Few vehicles symbolize American excess, ambition, and influence as vividly as this chrome-drenched giant with its towering tail fins. It wasn't just a luxury car, it was a rolling piece of art that reshaped global perceptions of what an automobile could be. The Eldorado of 1959 was immense, stretching 225 inches long on a 130-inch wheelbase. It dwarfed European competitors, offering a road presence unmatched anywhere in the world. Its flamboyant styling featured sharp tail fins capped with rocket-inspired taillights, a massive grille, and an interior dripping with chrome and luxury details. Inside, it offered advanced features for its time, like power seats, power windows, and optional air conditioning, making it as much a technological showcase as a status symbol. Under the hood sat Cadillac's 390 cubic inch V8, producing 345 horsepower. Power was delivered smoothly through a hydromatic automatic transmission, ensuring effortless cruising rather than raw performance. The car wasn't about speed, it was about presence and prestige. The Eldorado wasn't cheap. With a starting price over $7,400, more than double the average new car in 1959, it was reserved for the wealthy and powerful. That exclusivity, combined with its bold design, made it an aspirational vehicle both in America and abroad. Today, the '59 Eldorado is one of the most collectible post-war classics. Well-restored examples typically bring $150,000 to $250,000 at auction, with rare versions fetching even more. The 1959 Cadillac Eldorado earns its spot near the very top of this list because it defined an era. It set the global image of American cars as bold, luxurious, and excessive, and in doing so, it influenced design trends worldwide. It wasn't just transportation, it was the embodiment of post-war American confidence.